About the latest news out of Washington. What new flights are coming to Syracuse?
Plus, Zach and I try our hands at axe throwing. You don't want to miss it. Juice and Java starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for starting your morning with us. I'm Lilia Wood.
And I'm Zach Allen. Let's kick things off with your morning brew, all your top headlines from this week. Outrage continues a week after students were assaulted on Ackerman Avenue. Student Association President Gufran Salih says communication is everything.
An incident like this shows us that there needs to be communication. There wasn't communication between the student body and DPS in this matter. That's why there was a lot of misunderstanding about whose jurisdiction this is or how DPS can put a term on this incident.
On Monday, a forum on public safety and student life will be held to discuss the incident.
And the Syracuse airport announced new non-stop flights. United Airlines will begin non-stop service to Denver on June 6th.
Giving our community opportunities to see one of the growing regions, one of the growing cities in Denver, and also giving folks in Denver an opportunity to see what our community has to offer.
Meanwhile, tech giant Amazon has canceled its plans to build their second headquarters in New York City. This comes following backlash from lawmakers and community members.
A gunman opened fire at a manufacturing business yesterday afternoon. The gunman killed 5 workers and left 6 injured, 5 of which were police officers. The shooter, Gary Martin, was being let go from his job, according to police.
And out of Washington, a shutdown averted. Lawmakers reached a deal to keep the government open, but the president responded with a plan of his own.
I'm going to be signing a national emergency. We're talking about an invasion of our country with drugs, with human traffickers, with all types of criminals and gangs.
One of the most prominent drug traffickers, Joaquin Guzman, otherwise known as El Chapo, was convicted of multiple federal charges.
Today's verdict is a victory for law enforcement. But more importantly than that, today's verdict is justice. It's justice for the many thousands upon thousands of victims of overdose.
And this has been your Morning Brew. This week's stories with the squeeze.
6 people are dead, including the gunman, after a gunman opened fire at the Henry Pratt Company in Aurora, Illinois yesterday afternoon. Employees report the gunman used a handgun and was randomly shooting at 30 or so people present. A few employees escaped using a back door and took shelter in a nearby home. Police then arrived at the scene to arrest the shooter, Gary Martin, who was supposed to be let go from manufacturing firm yesterday morning. He returned fire, wounding a total of 5 officers during a shootout.
Now, Aurora is kind of close to Chicago, and when you think of Chicago, you know that it can be a dangerous city, but this is a nice suburb. This is an area where people wouldn't expect a shooting like this to happen, and
they had
even the
no
police.
idea. Yeah, they had no idea it was happening. They took it to Facebook, and they announced it, and they were like, there's a warning, this is what's happening, because something like this would never happen in that suburb.
Right, and Facebook isn't exactly the best way to alert people of a crisis that's going on.
But they didn't know what to do because it never happened before.
You know, and the mayor of Aurora came out yesterday and said, you know, this is awful that this has become commonplace, that this has been in the news so often that we kind of become numb to it.
Yeah, there's almost a shooting every single day of 2019 already.
And in other news, President Trump is moving forward with his plans for a border wall. Without the support of Congress this time, Trump announced a national emergency at the border yesterday in the Rose Garden. The declaration will give the president access to billions of dollars in order to protect the country from what he calls an invasion of drugs and criminals. The announcement comes after a new budget was signed only hours before another government shutdown would have begun. But it didn't include funding for the wall. Shortly after the announcement, the House Judiciary Committee announced an investigation into the declaration, citing worries it was unconstitutional and violated separation of powers.
Well, people think that this is like a crazy thing that he had this national emergency, but ever since 1976, they have been doing this. The presidents are allowed to.
Yeah, and I mean, presidents are the ones that get to declare a national...
what is a national
Yeah,
emergency?
everything is a little bit more emphasized when it's Trump because he is so controversial, but even Barack Obama had to
he did one
declare
with the
state of
swine flu.
emergencies.
So
Yeah.
it's something like you don't know what a national emergency is, and Trump he's allowed to do it, whatever he thinks a national emergency is. And in the sports news, Colin Kaepernick has reached a settlement in their collusion grievances against the NFL. The former 49ers quarterback reached a settlement agreement with the league that says he colluded to deny him a contract. Kaepernick stirred up controversy in 2016 when he started taking a knee during the national anthem before the games. The protest has since gained international attention and support and criticism from national figures. Following the attention when Kaepernick became a free agent, he was not picked up by any team. The agreement also encompasses complaints from Eric Reed, a California Panthers safety, who had similar accusations. Both players signed non-disclosure agreements, and the financial compensation has now not been made public. So there's no numbers out saying how much this is.
Yeah, this leaves us with more questions than it does answers. We don't know what the settlement was for, and honestly, this has been going on for 2 years. Colin Kaepernick has missed 2 NFL seasons where he didn't get to play, and he was better than several quarterbacks that were in the league starting for several teams.
He made it to a Super Bowl, didn't he?
He did make it to a Super Bowl. He almost beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I wish he did. I'm a Steelers fan, but you know, this leaves us with more questions than answers. I mean, the AAF, the new American Alliance of Football League, actually reached out to Colin Kaepernick because they know he's newsworthy. They know that he would draw eyes to their league, but he asked for $20 million.
And they don't have that many. You said it was like 2,000.
20 million. Yeah, they only get $200,000 in the AAF. So it'll be interesting to see if he can land a job in the NFL. Now, what would you do if you suddenly came face to face with a mountain lion? That's a question which Travis Kaufman learned the answer the hard way last week. Kaufman was on a run near his home in Colorado when a young mountain lion bit him on the wrist. He says playing with his house cat prepared him to understand how the lion would move. And after several attempts to ward off the animal with sticks and rocks, he managed to kill it by putting his foot on its neck. Only then did the lion release Kaufman's wrist. He then had to run 3 miles to the end of the trail for others to notice him and get medical attention. But don't worry, he has a house cat, which totally prepared him for facing a mountain lion.
That's what he said. He said he knew to hit him in the neck because he has a cat.
What kind of playing is he doing with his cat? I mean, nothing prepares you to face off with a mountain lion.
What would you do?
What would I don't know what I would do. I would try and run. I mean, obviously, if it's on me, you got to try and do something. I mean, the neck is a great way to
I'm afraid of deer, so like if I was in this situation.
But this man ran a 5K after getting mauled by a mountain lion.
So he got his workout if that's what he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had some adrenaline going through him. This guy's probably in great shape. I don't think we're reporting enough about how conditioned this guy is.
He ran a 5K from a mountain lion.
Impressive.
And in other news, if New Yorkers were holding out for getting their Amazon packages even faster, they're going to have to think again. The online retail giant has announced plans to rebuild their second headquarters in Queens have been abandoned. This comes after mounting pressure from local politicians and community activists against the move. The new offices were expected to generate 50,000 jobs, but locals raised concerns about how many of these jobs would come from residents of the area. Fearing housing shortages and worsening traffic, Amazon says they don't currently plan to look for another location for headquarters and are moving forward with their plans in new offices in Virginia.
Yeah, this definitely would have brought a good deal of jobs, but the politicians were worried that this might, elevate the gentrification and everything that's going on, because we don't know how many people that needed the jobs in New York City were going to be the ones to get the job.
But the crazy thing is, if you look at the polls, most people in New York actually wanted it.
Why wouldn't they?
See,
if you can't find where to get something, what do you say?
Amazon.
Go to Amazon. Exactly.
And Seattle gets all those cool startups, the Amazon Go, where you can just walk out of the grocery store.
And especially with drone shipping coming soon, I mean, New York City would have been thriving from
And now it's not even an
this.
option. So.
Exactly. But fly away to Denver because nonstop flights from Syracuse to Denver are beginning daily this summer. United Airlines is ready to satisfy the desire from many airport officials and Syracuse residents for nonstop flights to Colorado. This is crucial for multiple reasons. Firstly, that not only is Denver a major business destination, but it also has connections to other major western cities. This means Syracuse University students going west for the holidays now have one more option when booking their travels. Senator Chuck Schumer commented on the new travel route, citing the recent renovations to Hancock International Airport as another reason to attract new businesses and flights. Now, I'm not from the West Coast. So I don't really understand why this is such a big deal.
My friends are so excited who live that way because I know they get stuck in random places and also their luggage gets lost for days. So I think if they have like a non-stop, they get a deal with Denver, I think that's definitely going to help. I don't know if that's really going to bring more people to Syracuse.
I doubt it. The Syracuse airport needs a lot of help. I think they have 3 places to eat there, something like that. But I mean, it's hard enough leaving the Syracuse airport because the weather's so bad. They have to de-ice the plane for 4 hours. I mean, it takes a while, but it'll be interesting to see what comes from this.
It's cool for everyone on the West Coast if they want to go home for Thanksgiving, Christmas, things like that. It makes it a little easier.
Exactly.
Coming up after the break, senior correspondent Landon Wexler is live from the Rosamond Gifford Zoo to tell us what the animals were up to on Valentine's Day.
Don't go away.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Although Valentine's Day may be over, there's still love in the air at the Rosamond Gifford Zoo.
That's what senior correspondent Landon Wexler is telling us, and he is live at the zoo where the animals are getting their Valentine's Day treats.
That's right. Good morning, guys. Well, here we are at the Rosamond Gifford Zoo, where it's Sweet Treats Day. And I know you were all wondering what the heck sweet treats may be. Well, animals like this, we're at the penguin exhibit right now, they're getting their sweet treats, okay? And what these sweet treats are, penguins are getting fish, and it's a part of their Valentine's Day experience, which is an enrichment program the zoo puts on annually, which they do for different holidays. And right now there's a little noise going on in the back, okay? I don't know if it's like a mating call or something, but whatever's happening, and it's pretty darn exciting, no doubt. Now all day we have there are different exhibits where they're getting different treats, like primates and meerkats, amur leopards. We have turkey vultures, we have snow leopards, red pandas. They're all getting so many incredible, all these treats that they seem to be loving. Earlier, it was really exciting. We were down in the amur leopard exhibit where Waya and Tria, they were getting their treats, and they basically put their treats in a ball. And they're in this ball, okay? They had the treats, they had this like fruit, it seemed like, and they had the leopards come out, and they seemed so excited. They were having a great time, all snuggling up on each other. The love is truly in the air here at Rosamond Gifford Zoo. Now, if you're curious how long you can come today, the exhibit will be going on until 3 p.m. when the giant Pacific octopus will be getting their treat, and it'll be just an exciting time all around. Now, in the meantime, though, so we got Lufa and Doofa, the red pandas. They're having a great time, and you know what? Seems to be a great time here at Rosamond Gifford Zoo. Thank you so much, guys, and seems to be about it right now. Oh gosh, there's a penguin right now over here. Let's see. So this guy, they had their fish, they had I don't know what their names are, but they're having a great time, no doubt about that. But yes, so that seems to be it here at the Rosamond Gifford Zoo. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, thank you, Landon. Maybe you can go learn the names of the penguins. I'm sure they'd love to meet you. Now, coming up, senior correspondent Gabrielle Caracciolo breaks down New York Fashion Week.
Keep it here.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait, why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. Today is the final day of New York Fashion Week, the week that kicks off Fashion Month, showcasing designers' new collections from the upcoming season.
Here to break down some of the major trends and biggest moments is Juice and Java senior correspondent Gabrielle Caracciolo. Gabrielle?
Thanks, guys. That's right. Today is the final day, and as you may know, the February fashion shows are showcasing collections for fall 2019. So it may seem a bit early to be planning your fall closets now. Trust me, I can't wait to break out my spring and summer clothes, but fashion shows are always about 6 months ahead. So let's delve into what we're going to see in fall of 2019. The first big trend: feathers and ruffles. Since brands are turning away from using furs, they're turning towards using feathers instead. They come in the forms of statement coats, dresses, and everything in between. And another way designers are avoiding furs but adding volume to their clothes are through ruffles, and ruffle turtlenecks are particularly going to be very big this fall. And every fashion week there is one color that stands out above all the others as the color for the season. Last fall's shows showed us that Lilia's favorite color, a beautiful marigold yellow, will be in season this spring. Purple, though, is going to be the color you're going to be seeing so much more of come the fall. And finally, when it comes to outerwear trends, the brighter and the puffier the better. Take a look at all these big jackets that will be a great addition to your wardrobe that'll keep you nice and warm here in Syracuse. But the fashion trends are not the only thing people are talking about this week. There was a huge improvement in diversity of the casting. And while many say the fashion industry still has a ways to go, this year's shows were a step in the right direction, including models of all different races and a wider variety of body types. And I just think that's amazing that they are kind of working to do that, guys. What do you think?
I mean, feathers and ruffles are going to be the next big trend. I know our other morning host, Noah, is definitely always trying to be trendy. Do you think that's something that he could pull off?
I don't know if he could pull off those turtlenecks with the feathers on them.
Like the
I don't even know if I would be okay with that, but they're a lot of fun, and I love adding feathers to my clothes.
You can help Noah out.
I think you could do it, Noah. Now coming up, Lilia and I try our hand at this crazy new activity, axe throwing.
How did we do? Stick with us to find out.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet. Oh,
Welcome back to Juice and Java. We're here now at Farshot in Syracuse with the manager, Steve. So Steve, what can we expect?
Well, axe throwing, knife throwing, and archery, all kinds of fun. You know, we got a great way to relieve stress and just have a good time with, 5 or 6 different buddies.
So this is your first week open. This weekend is your open house. Can you tell me what you guys are hoping for?
Mostly, spreading word of mouth, social media stuff, and we're also pushing league signups this weekend. That starts in April, runs 8 weeks through, and we're hoping to get a lot of people signed up for that, coming back week after week.
Fantastic. So what's your experience with axe throwing and knife throwing and everything?
I've been doing this kind of stuff unofficially since I was, yay high, but professionally speaking, I signed up with Farshot here a few months back. They became a business a couple years ago up in Canada. We're looking to expand, looking for someone to manage it, and I was like, hey man, I'm doing this kind of stuff my whole life. You want to pay me for it? Let's do it.
Perfect. I mean, you're not wearing the flannel like I am, so I mean, I'm excited to see what you've got to bring. Maybe you can teach us a thing or two.
Yeah. Oh, that's the plan. That's why I'm here.
Let's get to it.
Keep your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder just as in line with the target as possible.
Okay.
And as you release, you want to make sure you don't twist your wrist. You don't want it hitting sideways. You
Just a little flick of the wrist.
No, actually, I'll get into that in just a second.
Okay.
Too soon. But a little bit. So you're going to bring the axe up behind your head.
Okay.
Step forward on your left foot. Lean forward and chop like you're chopping a log. And it's right as you get to about eye level and you're ready to release. That's when that wrist flick
Okay.
comes in. The flick is what's going to give you that rotating speed, whereas the throw is just
That's
getting it
the
from
flick.
here to the target.
Supposed to rotate?
One. It'll make one full
rotation.
around. Now, you can step closer to the target and you can try a half rotation, but then you got to throw it like that, and it'll be upside down.
Okay.
You go further back for a double rotation. These are all trick shots that you can learn when you're really good at this.
Yes.
You don't teach
We'll start. Yeah. We'll start slow. See where we're at.
All right.
Okay. That looked pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Booyah, baby! Money, team. That's what I'm talking about, Steve.
Your turn. Ready?
Oh, so close! I may stand where the children stand, but I make it in. Ooh. Steve, thank you so much for showing us the ropes. Now, you said this weekend is the open house, so how can we get involved? How can we get down here?
The open house here is at 1003 West Fayette Street in Syracuse. An all-day thing. It's noon to 11 p.m. Stop on by. We're all the way up on the 5th floor. You just take the elevator right up, out the elevator. Our doors are right there. Come on in.
Sounds great.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Of course.
And Juice and Java, we'll be right back.
It's those guys.
Get some drinks.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. Now to wrap up the show, we're going to talk about some of the craziest stories from this week. Now this week, North Carolina drivers spotted a bear hitching a ride on the highway. The bear crawled into a garbage truck and got trapped when the truck driver secured the netting to prevent trash from blowing out. A motorist called 911 when they saw the animal was barely hanging on. The truck driver had no idea about the stowaway and pulled back the net for the bear to escape.
Different ending than the mountain lion story.
Yeah, well, after hearing about mountain lions mauling people while they're on a run, I would be afraid to lift the netting for this bear to escape.
But he was so innocent. I don't know where he wanted to go, but I would just keep him in. I don't know.
You would just keep him in and let him continue to munch on some trash?
Yeah, maybe he wanted to.
You think maybe he was hungry? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he got a nice snack out of his little ride.
I wonder where they stopped to take him out. And like, do you just let him go do his thing, or do you bring him back home?
I don't know if you can find his home, but
so you don't know.
I would freak out. I would love to be driving and all of a sudden be like, is that a bear in the garbage truck? That would be a fantastic day.
Okay, fine. But another crazy story. After 64 years, a woman has been reunited with her lost purse. Workers found the purse while demolishing part of the Indiana high school. And in January, quote, thanks to the power of social media, they could track down the 82-year-old owner. And the purse contained a prom invitation, photos and other items from the 1950s. The school district plans to mail it to the owner's home in Florida.
Okay, this is a very cool story because this is so old, but I don't think this woman remembers anything about this purse.
I hope she didn't miss prom.
I hope not. I mean, when did she lose it? This is way too old for her to even remember that she lost this. If her memory is still there, I don't know.
What social media does, it's actually crazy.
It is. It absolutely
is. And like, was she on social media, the 82-year-old?
Definitely not. Maybe she's on Facebook. You never know. They love being on Facebook these days, but. And things aren't looking so fresh for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star Alfonso Ribeiro. After Fortnite used his signature dance move, the Carlton, without permission, Ribeiro filed lawsuits against both the company and to try and copyright his moves. But the Copyright Office denied his request, stating the dance is, quote, just a simple dance routine, which make it ineligible for copyright registration.
That's crazy.
Gotta love Carlton.
For sure.
But that's all the time we
have this morning. Thank you.
I'm Zach Allen.